This is one of the more expensive items I got at a recent train show. Supposed to be like new, this little Chessie System SD40, might be a -2, I don't know the difference. However, it doesn't run like new, it runs like this. As you can see, it has a severe case of the shakes, so we're going to hopefully sort that today. Hello YouTubes, welcome to another Tune Up Tuesday. Today on the bench, Chessie System SD40-2 maybe. Hopefully all it needs is a bit of a clean up because it does look in new condition. The wheels look pretty clean. So I think it's just maybe any lubricant has dried up. This is an AHM and I have no idea how to take it apart. So let's try not to break it. Let's see then. We have screw there, screw there. Looks like kind of hook things there, so it looks like we'll need to take that off. I don't see any screws at the back. So let's start with the fuel tank cover. I thought that would kind of, lift off now that I've unscrewed them. Oh. Ah, right, so those little hooks, they were preventing this from coming off. So you have to slide this back and then up. Big hefty weight, which is nice. Now we will remove those two screws. Yeah, it's actually 4 of those hooks holding that weight and cover on. So I'm hoping that it's going to be kind of the same with these 2 screws. Remove these 2 and maybe there's a couple of hooks at the back of this shell. Don't feel anything moving. I don't see any other screws either. Oh, we have movement. That's very peculiar. I really don't see what else is holding this on. It would seem strange that it's only those 2 screws that are holding it on because those hooks were really just holding on the weight. Anyway, there's another weight in the top as you can see. Let's put that aside. I'm never keen on these ones that have got the plastic chassis. What I am pleased to see though is it's a, well, I don't know if it's an all-wheel drive, but it's certainly a 2-truck drive. Let's continue. Very small flywheels on this, but at least it's got flywheels. Commutator's quite dirty, if you can see down there. So this has definitely been run before. It's a little bit stiff to spin. Might just be a super strong magnet. Just, you know what, it just feels so light and cheap compared to the Athearns. Right, okay, what we do first, let us drop the trucks. The only thing I don't like about these is when you drop the trucks, you're going to have all the wiring attached. So what I think I might do actually is just, I don't really like to do that. I was going to say I want to desolder the wires, but maybe not. Also, why on earth is this bulb pointing backwards? What a strange design. Because there's a sort of light bar in the shell. But that only seems to go backwards. It doesn't really have a light bar connecting at the front. What a strange design. Okay, I suppose I better drop the... As you can tell, I'm undecided. There's a couple of hooks or clips holding the motor in there. which would lift the motor out, but that's still going to mean we've got wires connected everywhere. Let's try dropping one. We'll drop one truck down and see if we've got enough room to play with. So it looks like we have to squeeze that in there. Nope, that doesn't want to go in. Don't like this. What if I push in there? Nope, that doesn't give. I think this is a clip. Yes, okay, here's what I have to do. Put a screwdriver in here. There's a little gap right there. And I want to lever this outwards. It's actually this main fat section is hooked over that smaller section on the inside. So that needs to come out. Kind of like the Athearn clips, but a bit more clunky. Okay, right, you see what I did there? That clip, and it is angled, so a rounded section towards the end. And that'll drop down. Drive shaft's going to pop out. I'll put that somewhere safe. And there's my dangling wire. Okay, not the worst. I've got a bit of room to play with. Let's clean one at a time. Oh, I'm so tempted to desolder that wire. It's just getting in my way. No, let's continue. Right, so to get this, the wheel covers off, or the wheel retainers, the usual sort of clip. Just about there. I'm always trying to be careful with these because they are old and they do like to break when they're old and brittle. Might actually help to use a wider screwdriver for this, so you can just rotate it. Let's see if I've got one. Like this, for example. So if I can put that in that little slot. Yeah, that's better. Oh, it's like you try to be careful and everything just falls out. Okay, so it is actually 2 drive axles and 1 slave axle, I suppose you could call it. It just seems like cheaping out. Why didn't they just make them add a couple of gears and then you've got all axles turning? Also means that there's only 2 of the wheels here are getting power pickup. These 2 here. I've actually bought some sheets of thin brass and I was thinking of adding some more pickups. But that's another project at another time. Okay, the gears look fine. They look lubricated, but I will add a little bit more. But first, let's clean the wheels. These are sided. The gear is closer to this wheel than it is to that wheel, so it does have to go that way. But it's pretty obvious. I wouldn't get too worked out about that. I wouldn't get too worried about that. Obviously, this one doesn't have the gear. That's such a shame. Right, let me clean this. The usual IPA, microfiber pencil, Q-tips. Front side is clean, but the rear side, excuse me, I thought I'd stop because the clip at the back is a little bit different. It doesn't have the same over the top clip like that one. It just seems to be, let's see what happens when we lever this one out. It seems to want to slide to the middle of the train, just to be different, you know. So it slides that way. Truck, oh, that's attached to all the wiring. Okay, as usual, this will drop down, drive shaft will pop out. Just such a different way of doing it from good old Athen. Right, same as before, bigger screwdriver I'm guessing in the back. There is actually a slot there, but there isn't one that side, so probably easier to get that side out. Lever that. That comes out. This will pop off, all the wheels will fall out. Oh, they're actually quite dry, which is interesting. So I will give them a quick clean, lube it up, put this back together, and I'll see you in a minute. So my wheels are clean, electrical pickups are clean. Just one thing left to clean, which is really awkward. I need to clean the commutator in there. Let's see, I could probably remove the motor. Those two green? No. Those two orange tab things. Looks like they separate. And the motor should come out. I'm not digging this idea at all. What's underneath? Yeah, it just seems to be those two orange hook things holding it in. Not liking this idea though, because I don't like potentially breaking stuff. I don't know what's holding the front in. I'm not liking this. You know what? That's enough access actually to get into the commutator and clean it. And maybe if I'm a bit more adventurous in the future, I'll look into taking this motor out, but there's no need at the moment. Just need to give that a bit of a clean best I can. Of course, the angle of these drive shafts, I can't spin it. Oh well, let's take the front one off again. So now the motor will probably come out because there's no pressure on the drive shaft. Oh, it still doesn't want to come out. That one's not spinning either. Oh, I'm just having a total fail. Let me drop that other truck down. Drive shafts both out now. Well, I seem to have lost the first one. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Oh, we might as well try and take the motor out. We've gotten this far. Doesn't want to come out. I think it maybe slides forward that way. Like that. Yeah, it's sitting on a little locating pin, if you like. God. Right, wires at the top. Remember that, folks, wires at the top. Right, now we can clean the commutator with everything else dangling about. I don't like it when that happens. Get a clean Q-tip in there. Try and get all the garbage out. Check the grooves for any shrapnel left behind. You know the wee grooves in the commutator. Okay, let's see if we can reassemble this. So, that little hole there needs to slot in that little locating. Extrudation. Made that word up to like it. Extrudation. So that needs to get tucked right down there. And checking the underside to see if it's gone in. Oh, it was easier to get back in than it was to get out. Reassemble then. Put that in there. Grab a drive shaft. Stick it in there. Stick it in there. Poke you up there. Clippy clip. One down. Other side. Drive shaft and the flywheel. Drive shaft and the truck. Poke you up there, make sure the wires aren't fouling. Clip, clip. And that's it, I believe. A couple of screws and we'll be done. Just feels so light and useless. Hope I haven't bent on my railings. Right, let me get this rebuilt. I'll take my surgical gloves off now. I only use them when I'm using that fiberglass pencil. When that gets into your skin, it's pretty nasty. Put that away. Right. We need, I'm going to take off first, the shell first, and then the weights. Okay. Still trying to figure out how I had resistance when I was taking this out. Yeah, it's just hitting the sides of the motor. That was what the resistance was. You do need to be careful that you don't break your guardrails. When you're sliding that in, that has to slide in between them. Okay. Get the two screws holding the body in. That is the shorter ones. You know, I thought it was the shorter ones, but that one doesn't seem to be getting tight. Are they the same thickness? They are the same. Maybe it's just been, someone's over tightened it at some point. Unless I'm putting the wrong screws in, but I don't think so. Yeah, because that one's getting tight, just the other one. The one on this side is not getting tight. It's fine, one's enough. Let's get this weight in. Push it down, slide it that way. Couple of screws. And we are donezo. Hey, just noticed there's no numbers on this. I guess somebody's going to have to invent a number for this loco. Could be you. Right, let's see if it runs any better. Okay, let's see if it just needed a clean. All wheels are on track. Let's give it some power. Oh, that's better. Let's see how slow we can go. pretty slow and pretty quiet. I like it, which is good because I really hated it when I got it and it was running like a pig. Very nice. Let's see if it comes back. Considering it's got the sort of pickup connector things going to the wheels, it's actually pretty good. I was worried it was going to be a wee bit too jerky and noisy, but no, that seems good. Let's send it off around the track. Another victory. Right, make sure you tune in on Friday for Fix It Friday, because I'm going to attempt to fix this Backman that's kind of running backwards and it's got a wobbly top and all sorts of nonsense. It was only $10, can't complain, but hopefully this could be one of my best running locos. Right, I'm going to add some rolling stock to this Chessie, make sure it can pull it around the track. See you Friday, or before. Bye for now.